semester 1 and semester 2 of the first year of this program. And she also mentioned rationales for us picking this book called Bon Voyage, all the reasons behind. I want to also say that, just like Carmen mentioned, a lot of schools use this book and a lot of other books too that we looked at. They're all very comparable, but we kind of picked one that was very tailored to this kind of an intensive accelerated program that we are looking at. This book comes in 3 different colors. This is the first semester, then there was the blue, I think was for the second semester, and then I'll introduce you to the green, and then another one for the 4th semester. But before we go there, I want to direct your attention to your monograph, if you picked up a copy. Right at the last page, it talks about a diagnostic examination. And what we came up with was all new students entering 3rd semester, which is the 2nd year, will need to take a diagnostic test in French, both oral and written, again comprising of several components based on the content covered in year 1. And this is mainly because we want them to be prepared to start dealing with the material in year 2. We don't, since this is not a remedial course or anything, we want to be, them to be ready to just take off when they start with the 2nd year and be prepared for that. So that's the reason. And the last page on your document gives you all the components that are going to be in the tested in the diagnostic test for all the new students, meaning the ones that did not do the first year with us here. Now for all the returning students, we would be giving them a reading list at the end of the 2nd semester with a compilation of several of the French and Francophone authors whose extracts are mostly featured in our 3rd and 4th semesters, as well as the AP exams, to get them into the habit of reading. Because the more you read, the more you get exposed to the language, the better you are to be prepared to read and write in the language at a higher level. So we want our returning students to be prepared for that as well. And that's what we will be including for returning students after the 2nd semester. That's at the end of the 1st year. Now going back to what exactly we have in our 3rd year is the Bon Voyage, and it says 3 over there. And we have another book there, which I will explain to you in a little bit. It's called Trésor du Temps. Again, this is something a lot of schools, local schools use, but I'll explain to you further about how we are going to be using these books. So level 3 become, and if you look at your monograph again, we have a list of all the topics that we are going to cover in level 3. Again, our assessment is going to be pretty much testing the same things. We want to continue with the same pattern of testing just because we don't want to change anything for students who are continuing from year 1 into year 2. Make it clear what our goals and expectations of them are, what they need to do in the program. So we have, as you can see, pretty much the similar categories, but of course at a higher level. So composition in semester 3 is not going to resemble a whole lot with what they did in year 1 because of the complexity of the structures they have learned in the meanwhile. And then we have the in-class, we continue with in-class speaking and participation. The homework, we continue with the same format, the first one mechanical, the second more open-ended, giving them feedback in the middle of the week, and offering the 2 office hours and the lab sessions. And then the final exams comprising of oral as well as written. So that brings us to the end of semester 3 with this book, the Bon Voyage book. And what we did in the semester 4 is change things a little bit. So what we do in the last semester is take the students through a sort of guided tour of the major landmarks in French cultural history, literature, everything. Just give them a brief overview. And also intersperse that with supplemental material from newspapers or other sources that we think fit into each of these themes. And these books start right from the goals and go on, cover the Middle Ages, they go to the Renaissance, and they cover the World Wars, to the modern age, or so to speak in a very broad sense. So the AP tests also recommend that students read a lot of journalistic writing, a lot of other wide variety of writing, just so they can get exposed to the various texts. So we are going to try and incorporate all of that wherever we see fit. The other thing that we're going to start doing towards the end of the third semester into the fourth semester is give them mock AP tests. I think test preparation is very important for those students who wish to go on and do the AP. So we plan on giving them, not in class, but having them available so they can come in, do it, get some kind of feedback, identify areas that they need to work more on, be it writing or listening or reading or any of these core skills, so that they're self-evaluated, they're prepared to take the AP at the end. And I think going beyond, maybe I'm talking a little bit into what Kathy's going to say. She's going to explain again the score of the AP and the impact it has on the student, number of credits that the students can take, at least from what I know here at MSU. So you see, for the semester 4, things change a little bit with this book. So we do have the homework assignments that they'll be more geared towards these kind of texts that we are doing. There's a workbook that comes with it. There will be quizzes, and there will be book reports. We have them read maybe a book or two, have them work on a book report. In-class speaking and participation, again, continuing with that. A mid-semester oral presentation of sorts, where they come in, take a topic that really interests them, that really intrigues them, go into a little depth, try to find out more details, and present it to the class. I mean, that kind of sharing, I think, enriches students' learning experience as well, if they hear different versions of the same topic or different topics altogether. And of course, we have our final oral